Hello everyone, this is Eva and you're watching Israeli startup channel ISUP. So today, Pitango is up and we're with the co-founder of Pitango, Chemi.
Nice to meet you.
And we're going to have a nice conversation with him today. So Chemi, Pitango is the largest venture capital firm in Israel. So could you please explain more about Pitango?
Yeah, Pitango is the largest venture fund that is originated in Israel. We started 21 years ago, and our strategy and mission statement was to invest in brain power, basically Israeli-related companies in different sectors, different technology sectors, and different stages. And the fact that we invest in technology as well as medical devices, biotechnology, in early stage and later stage allowed us basically to become a large investor because we are diversified and balanced through sectors and stages.
Could you maybe give us some of the portfolios of the company?
Some of the portfolios, so maybe some of the recent investments we've made. We invested in a 3D printing company, which is called Form Labs, which is developing a printer, material, and software to have professional, semi-professional, and private production of products on demand. This is a company that started by Israelis and Americans in MIT labs. And today they sell their products on the internet. We also made an investment in a cybersecurity company, which basically protects the mobile phone, mobile devices of employees and executives in a company. So whenever they communicate with the enterprise, it's highly secured, but if they want to communicate on the internet, in social networks, it is not secured and they can really enjoy the performance of the device. We also invest in medical device companies. We invest in advertisement technologies on the internet, almost everything which has brain power in global markets.
So what do you think is the really current stream or current trend in the market?
So the current trends, first of all, we see the growth of the startup phenomena on a global basis because what is happening today in the world is that technology is moving very fast. And when technology moves very fast, it creates new companies and new job opportunities on one hand. On the other hand, it disrupts old companies and reduces the job securities in incumbent companies. So the fact that innovation reduces job security is endorsing a new trend in the world to start new companies. So a young person in the world used to choose between going to the university or going to work for an established company. Today, more and more young people choose the third route, which is to start a new company. So what we see in the world is a phenomena of tremendous growth in seed and startup companies, and it is reflected in new tools that we never knew before, like incubators, accelerators, crowdfunding, Kickstarter, micro venture funds, super angels, pre-seed investments. All that is a reflection on the fact that the world is going on startup route.
Wow.
So that's one major trend that we see. The second one is we see the importance of data, how data becomes more and more important. It is becoming a real asset for companies and for individuals. And you can manipulate today data in order to be able to analyze and predict many things, where the business is going, where the world is heading, what are the problems that are going to be created. So we see that trend as well. And I also see an economic trend of changing the economic structure from ownership of products to sharing of products. And you can see that especially with the growth of Internet of Things, which is combined with the Internet itself. So everyone and everything is going to be connected on a network. So whenever I need a product or a service, I will just order it, and I don't have to own it. Maybe a very nice way to explain it is in a small city that has high-rising buildings. When you use elevators, which is vertical transportation, you don't own the elevator, and you don't drive it, you don't navigate it, you don't need to clean it, you don't need to fuel it, and you don't need to park it. You just go from one place to the other. But when you go to the street level, then you need to buy a car, you need to insure it, you need to fix it, you need to fuel it, and you need to park it, drive it, navigate. And I think that in the future, cars will be there will be things which will be part of the internet, and you will be able to order a car, and it will drive you wherever you need, just like a horizontal elevator. So I think the world is moving from ownership to sharing.
That's really
And
interesting.
of course, more and more trends, right?
Uh-huh.
But those are some trends that we see.
Wow. Oh, so I guess Pitango was like making itself really keen to what's happening in the market.
The fact that we are investing in different technology sectors and different stages allow us really to be open-minded and to observe lots of things. For example, if you look at the mobile space in the next year, people say that mobile health is going to be very important. You see it reflected in wearable devices, but the basic idea of measuring our blood and measuring our movement and wellness is actually taking us into the mobile health era. And here as a fund, since we know how to invest in mobile technologies and we also have a team that knows how to invest in health, the combination of mobile and health is very unique because Pitango is diversified. So a lot of disciplinaries will be the new companies of tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so could you maybe briefly explain us, maybe chronically, how Pitango raised its fund?
6 venture funds, yes.
6 venture funds.
Yeah, so when we started, our first fund was supported by the government, and most of the investors were Israeli investors. As we continued to develop our funds, we targeted more private financial institution companies because they have deep pockets and they have a long-term view. And we shied away from government and also from individual investors, and we focused on institutions, mainly in the US and in Europe. But now the world is much more globalized, and after the global financial crisis in 2008, we decided that there is no single perfect investor for venture. So our decision was to adopt the same strategy as our investments are made, to adopt the same strategy towards fundraising. So we are diversified by the type of investors, and we are also diversified globally in terms of geography. So you can find today in our new fund, in Fund 6, you can find investors not only from US and Europe, but also from China, from Taiwan, from India, from Korea, from Japan, and Russia, and other countries. And also in terms of type of investors, we also have corporate investors, we have high net worth individuals and executives, as well as financial institutions like banks, insurance companies, and the usual kind of institutions that invest in the asset class of venture. So we're much more diversified globally and by type of investors and also by size of investment. We have some investors who invested significant amounts, and some have invested smaller amounts. And we feel now that our investor base is much more diversified and balanced.
You have made a co-investment with Eucalyptus Ventures, and you decided to actually have a joint venture from there.
Yeah, in the 90s, Pitango and Eucalyptus were two funds which collaborated and co-invested. And towards the year 2000, we decided to continue and raise more money. And since the two funds were about to raise their next funds, we decided to put the two funds together and create one bigger fund. And basically, that's part of the evolution of Pitango.
And also in year 2000, from there, you really started to really look into communities and also the socially minorities, like the Arab population. So in that terms, could you tell us about it?
Yeah, so Israel is known as a startup nation, but Israel is very, very small. We have today in Israel 8 million people only. And what we discovered is that the minorities in this country, which represent about 20% of the population, basically are not participating in the technology market. And specifically, we're talking about the Arab community which lives in Israel as Israeli citizens. We discovered that they have no venture funds, they have no companies, and they don't enjoy the success of the high tech. So we decided to change it, and together with the Israeli government, it's a public-private partnership, we created a new Pitango fund, which is focused on the Israeli Arab minorities. As I said, they are 20% of the population, but they contribute only 7% to the GDP. In addition to that, since their mother language is Arabic, they can do business in the Middle East in Arabic-speaking countries. We have around us 22 countries and 350 million Arab speakers. And according to the indications that we see today, more than 100 million are already connected, and the Arabic language is the fastest growing language in the internet. Basically, there is no single internet market. There is English-speaking market, there is a Chinese-speaking market, and then, of course, there is Spanish, and there is Russian-speaking and French-speaking. We believe that the Arab-speaking language will be the number 4 on the internet. So there is a very big market opportunity next door to Israel in the Middle East. And we decided to invest in the Arab minorities in order to do two things. One, get them integrated into our economy and grow the national GDP, but also be a bridge and open for us a market which we never addressed, because the high-tech companies in Israel compete on a global basis, especially with the English-speaking internet companies. And here we have a huge opportunity emerging in the region, and it's an opportunity for us to be part of this economy.
So how is it actually going?
It's going very well. Mm-hmm. We started the fund a few years ago. We made investments. Our companies are growing. They continue to raise money also from Arab investors. And we believe it will be a very successful fund. We think that the Arab entrepreneurs are very good. And when we bring the experience of the Jewish Israeli entrepreneurs and put them together, we create a win-win situation.
I could see so many partnerships you made with community ventures.
Yes. Community is very important for us. So we have the partners in Pitango, we have our own funds, which we make donations to different activities. And we also involved on a personal basis, but also we give some money.
Mm-hmm.